Connor Meadows, Scene Size Up Audio Recording, BSI, Verbalized Body Substance Isolation. This is Connor Meadows. I'm about to exit the ambulance. Before I do, I'm going to make sure I'm wearing my glasses and have a pair of gloves on. Scene, situation is safe. I just got out of the ambulance and I am approaching the scene. As I get closer, I'm keeping my head on a swivel, emphasizing situational awareness and monitoring the radio for further information from dispatch. I'm keeping my eyes peeled for scene hazards, specifically potentially armed or dangerous individuals, as well as chemical, thermal, and electrical concerns. I am consciously aware of what time of day it is, and I am prepared for changing light conditions, having redundant sources of light. I am also keenly aware of changes in the behavior of bystanders, as well as keeping an eye on anyone that decides to close their distance with me or my coworkers. Mechanism of injury, nature of illness. I have closed the distance with my patient and am observing them as well as their surroundings to determine what kind of situation they might be in. I then ask my patient politely how they are doing and what they called EMS for. I speak clearly and make sure they understand what agency I am with and that I am here to help them. Number of patients and clues at the scene. I am aware of who my patient is and I have begun to try to put together what is happening. I am paying attention for things like medication bottles, drug paraphernalia, the conditions the patient is found in, and other things to try and piece together what the patient has experienced before I arrived. Additional resources if necessary. At this point, I am aware of the patient's general condition as well as my realistic abilities to stabilize and transport the patient. At this point, I have already made the decision to either request assistance or continue on as a single crew. Consider stabilization of spine. At this point, I am aware of the general condition of the patient, and based on the patient's history or lack thereof, I have decided to place the patient in C-spine conditions, or I have chosen to forgo C-spine stabilization.